Live from the KHOU 11 studios and streaming on KHOU 11 Plus. Your news starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining KHOU 11 News at 10 on KHOU 11 Plus.
Yes, we are streaming right now while the March Madness games continue on CBS.
And we lead things off with breaking news. A robbery suspect hit by a car after running across the East Freeway. This is video just into our newsroom. Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says the suspect allegedly robbed a woman at gunpoint just before 9 o'clock tonight, then ran across the East Freeway near Freeport Street. A car then hit him as he crossed the westbound feeder road. He was taken to the hospital to be treated. We are working to find out more details, and we'll be sure to keep you updated.
We also have a traffic alert to tell you about in downtown. TxDOT is shutting down all lanes of I-45 both directions at Main Street so CenterPoint can repair damaged electric transmission lines. The freeway will be closed from now until 5 in the morning. However, things seem to be moving right now, so it could happen at any moment. If you are in the area, you'll have to take a different highway or the feeder road until you can get back onto 45.
Headlining your weather late tonight. The rain, it is cleared out, but we're expecting more this weekend.
Meteorologist Cheetah Craft in for David Paul. How is the weekend looking here, Cheetah?
You know what? It's improving every minute. In fact, all the rain, that line of thunderstorms, is now well into Louisiana. So notice on our radar, we are dry. It is a very different picture of what we were tracking earlier this afternoon. Throughout your evening hours, I'm expecting us to stay overall mostly quiet, mostly dry. Notice now between midnight, clouds stay in place. Temperatures are in the upper 60s, about the same even as we head into 2, 3, 4 a.m. Saturday morning. I am going to keep about a 20% chance of maybe just that little spotty sprinkle, a stray shower overnight. And that's just because most of the moisture is going to stick around, but in the form of clouds. Live look outside, you know what? Some of those clouds really did clear out, and most of them have not come back into play. So after the rain ended, an isolated weekend shower will be possible. We are expecting to stay mostly warm and dry next week as temperatures are going to hover more into the mid to upper 80s. Next cold front on the way is expected to arrive on Sunday. Majority of the rain wants to stay north and then to the east. I'll show you this, the timeline and our 7-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. I'll send it back to you.
See you then. Thank you, Cheetah. And tonight only on KHOU 11, a property owner in Brazoria County says tenants living in her home are driving her to bankruptcy.
She says they have not paid rent at all this year, and navigating an eviction through the court system is taking a long time. Matt Doherty is following this story for us tonight. Matt, seems like this is not an easy process.
The owner of the house came to us looking for some help for a problem that doesn't seem to have a simple solution.
I can't even come to my home. This is the most disheartening thing that you can imagine.
Akosia Dankwa has owned this home in Iowa Colony for years. She decided to rent it out when she accepted a job out of state. What at first seemed like a good investment decision has turned into a nightmare.
January completely, she stopped paying rent. February, no rent. March, no rent.
When Akosia says the tenants quit paying rent in January, she gave them a notice of eviction. But when she went to file the eviction at her local JP court in Brazoria County, she says she was told she'd have to wait until 30 days had passed.
They've been living in my house for months, won't pay rent.
Now she says the tenants have stopped communicating completely. And whenever she comes over now, the tenants call the police.
2 grown people are mad at me for paying their rent, taking care of his family as a man, but he's mad at me.
We tried to speak with the tenants ourselves. Akosia opened the automatic garage and the tenant opened the door.
Oh, actually, no, they're still here. It just wasn't locked.
Hello, can we talk to you? My name is Matt. I'm with Channel 11. Okay, come on.
No, not the camera.
Can we talk to you about it?
The homeowner, I can go to jail. And they'll be right here as I continue to pay their rent.
Eventually, the police did show up.
The continual coming over here, though, can constitute harassment. At this time, like we've advised you, you need to go through the JP court.
So I can't bring the news over here to my property to tell a story.
As tenants on the property, you do need to continue to go through the JP court for the appropriate channels, okay? And that's all that we can advise you at this time.
You give them a written notice, you got 3 days to move, and they say, or don't even respond, they don't do anything, which is what normally happens. Then you have the right to take your lease and go down to the JP court to file for eviction.
Realtor Troy Cothran is the treasurer for the Houston Association of Realtors. He says the process for landlords can be lengthy and expensive the longer it drags on. A KHOU says she thought she could trust the woman who was leasing her home. Looking back, she says she wishes she'd done a background check.
Whenever you take shortcuts when you're leasing a property, you're taking chances. My recommendation is don't take a shortcut for any person that you're going to rent your property to, because it's a business decision that you're doing.
The woman who owns the house tells us that she has another eviction hearing coming up in April. In the meantime, she's having to live with friends and family because she can't afford to pay the mortgage on the home and also rent for herself. Lynn and Mia.
What an ordeal. Matt Doherty tonight, thank you. And new this evening, a former Houston police officer is sentenced to 20 years in prison for shooting his wife back in 2023. Galib Chowdhury took a plea deal for an aggravated assault of a family member charge. He had originally told police he shot his wife on accident, saying she got in the way of him shooting at an intruder. Detectives, however, found no damage to their apartment and instead discovered demeaning text sent to his wife before the shooting.
A man in Galveston County was sentenced to 35 years in prison today for hitting and killing a bicyclist after an argument over $5. In 2023, Roy Gonzalez got into an argument with Cody Compion over $5 Gonzalez owed him. Compion and another cyclist rode away. That's when Gonzalez got in his truck, ran a stop sign, and hit both cyclists. Compion died. The other cyclist survived. Gonzalez faces 35 years for the murder and 25 years for aggravated assault.
Now to an arrest in a disturbing crime. A teenager accused of not only robbing a man, but also forcing him to strip and recording it all on video.
And this was not the suspect's first arrest.
Maria Aguilera joins us live from HPD headquarters with the rest of the details. Maria.
Yeah, Len and Mia. Well, according to court records, the robbery suspect, who is 17 years old, already has a lengthy criminal history, and he is accused of repeatedly targeting people at the same apartment complex. This is where a 17-year-old allegedly robbed a man at gunpoint and forced him to strip. It reportedly happened March 22nd at the Haverstock Hill Apartments on Aldine Bender Road. According to court documents, the suspect, Vershawn Woods, targeted the victim at random to rob him, then ordered him at gunpoint to take off all his clothes while he was surrounded by other people. Woods is also accused of recording the whole thing with a cell phone, then posted it to social media. Court documents say Woods kept the victim's shoes and clothes, and authorities described the incident as, quote, robbing him of his dignity. It was pointless, cruel, and pathetic. Woods was out on a $50,000 bond for an aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon in February with a group of people at the same apartment complex. A bond for Woods in this case has not been set yet, and he is set to appear in court next on April 3rd. Live in downtown Houston, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
Quite a story there. Thank you, Maria. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office is hoping someone can identify this guy. Deputies say he pretended to be a U.S. Treasury agent, then stole more than $60,000 from an elderly man. Investigators say the suspect contacted the man by phone and mail, then visited his phone to collect cash this month. Deputies did not say how this scam worked. Witnesses say the suspect was driving a black SUV. If you recognize this man, call the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office.
Tonight, the manager of Beth Yushirin Cemetery on Allen Parkway says they are adding more security, installing surveillance cameras as well.
Yeah, that's after vandals struck. Take a look at the damage. Several headstones knocked over, flower vases, some more than 100 years old, smashed. Even the sprinkler system was damaged. The cemetery manager says the vandals caused about $10,000 in damage. A woman whose mother and grandfather are buried there says this is heartbreaking.
I just don't understand how it could even occur to anybody to vandalize a cemetery.
Somebody clearly had the intention of going in there and disturbing the peace in that cemetery. So whether it was motivated by hate or not, somebody really was aiming to send some sort of message with that.
Houston police are now investigating the case. Tonight, Myanmar's military regime is making a rare appeal for international aid after a powerful 7.7 magnitude quake caused damage in Myanmar and Thailand, causing several buildings to collapse. Watch. frightening. That is an apartment building in Thailand that was under construction. Crews now searching through the rubble, trying to find anyone who might be trapped underneath. Dramatic video shows water from hotel pools gushing toward the ground below as buildings swayed, and a bridge that stood for 90 years collapsed into the water. We talked to a University of Houston graduate now living in Bangkok. She felt the quake, got stuck in gridlock trying to flee to safety.
I had to abandon my taxi on the highway. So many people just got out of their vehicles, and you're going to see them walking along the highway, running. The range of emotions that I have is grateful. Yeah. You don't have enough gratitude until something catastrophic happens, especially when you come to another country and you do not speak the language.
Gratitude indeed. Both Myanmar and Thailand have declared states of emergency as they search through crumbled buildings and brace for potential aftershocks. The U.S. Geological Survey estimates the death toll could be into the thousands.
Tonight, the measles outbreak in Texas has grown to 400 cases. That is up 70 from the last update on Tuesday. Cases have spread to 17 counties, mostly in West Texas. A majority are children under the age of 17. All but 2 of the cases statewide are in unvaccinated people or those whose vaccination status is unknown. Officials continue to urge vaccination to prevent the spread.
Tonight, Governor Greg Abbott is facing a critical deadline to call a special election to fill the congressional seat of the late Congressman Sylvester Turner. Abbott has until midnight tonight, just a couple of hours away, to call a May election. Now, if he does not meet tonight's deadline, the next election scheduled isn't till November. Turner, who died on March 5th, took over the seat in January following the death of Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. State Rep Gene Wu has criticized the governor for dragging his feet, saying 800,000 Texans in that district are voiceless at a pivotal moment in our nation's history.
A heads up now to those who went to see Journey at the rodeo. You have until next Friday, that's April 4th, to request a refund for your ticket. You may recall their concert was canceled after an electrical fire cut the power just as they were singing their iconic hit, Don't Stop Believin'. Be sure to check your email for more information. And hey, don't stop believing when it comes to the Coogs. They're facing Purdue right now in the Sweet 16. Purdue up by just 1 point.
Yeah, we know a lot of fans travel to Indianapolis, but we're holding it down back home for the official watch party downtown. Jacob Rascone and Amanda Henderson joining us live from the Avenida Plaza.
All right, how's it going out there? Close game so far.
Here we are with several hundred of our closest friends. Renee, why don't you go ahead and zoom in to the hundreds and hundreds of people who came out. And wow, it has gone back and forth. Houston's ahead, Purdue's ahead, Houston's ahead. And you can see it written on their faces. And we have several friends with us tonight. We're going to start with...
We are so excited to have them here with us.
Chris and Veronica, tell us how you're feeling. Be honest.
Man, it's definitely a good game where U of H got this. Boots are going to pull it out. I know we got it.
We saw everybody's faces when Purdue's ahead and then we're ahead. I mean, really, how is it going? You're doing okay?
Yeah, it's super nerve-wracking, our anxiety's through the roof right now, but we're going to pull it out. I know we got this.
Are you surprised that it's this close right now?
Oh, man, the defenses on both sides are playing really well, and we're pulling it out. I know we got it. Kevin McCubb, Joe Southson, he taught these guys very well. His experience goes a long way, so he's going to show here in a bit.
Well, here's hoping we get a victory tonight. That's what we want. That's what we want to see.
Well said. Thank you, Chris and Brody. Let's move over here. Here, come gather around. Okay, we know we're pulling you away from your seats, but come on, tell us how you doing. You're student.
So nervous. I want to rip my hair out.
How are we feeling? Come on.
Very nervous. We just hope we win tonight.
I mean, we see no hype, don't hype. I know there's drips coming down. We came out here even though it was raining earlier. We got in the front seat. We see everybody pulling their hair.
We do. Exactly.
No big surprise. All right, guys, come in. What do we want to say? Now, we've been behind by a couple of points, and then we're up. What do you think?
Cougars always deliver. Go Coogs. We're going to win.
No doubt about it. They really do believe, and we really do believe that they will.
What are you guys most surprised by
here?
right now? What are you most surprised by about this game?
Really just the way it's going. I mean, they're playing really good. They're getting those free throws here and there they'll miss, but it's still okay. We still got the game. All I gotta say is go Coogs. Yeah.
Listen, if we make it to Final Four, it's only a couple hours away in San Antonio. This is the closest they've been in quite some time to being able to make it a home game almost, so to speak. What are you most looking forward to for the rest of the game? We're almost at halftime right now.
I'm looking forward to a blowout game, you know. Right now we may be down, but we're going to come up. I'm super confident in our Coogs. Go Coogs, baby!
All right, for people at home who are wondering, all right, you're out here at Avenida. It was raining earlier. Why'd you still come out tonight?
Because I got to support Houston, baby, Houston!
Here we are tied now. I don't know if you can tell, but right as we were talking, we tied it back up. Everybody is on the edge of their seat. Can you see it in their faces? Len and Mia, this is quite the experience, the definition of March Madness.
And Jacob, I think the other thing to remember is just all of these people have been here for hours. They came here super early to be able to just catch a glimpse of the game tonight. And that's something I think that's to be said about Houston pride and also Cougar pride. Everybody here is so excited to relive the glory days of the Phi Slamma Jamma, just like your polo says. And everyone is just hoping that, yes, this first half is close, but the second half, Houston's going to probably blow it wide open is what they're hoping for.
All right, Len and Mia, you heard her say it. We met a guy here actually who graduated in the 80s when the Phi Slamma Jamma was oh, there we
That's
go.
always good news right there. That's always good news. Don't know what it is, but we're going to cheer for it.
It was a big three-pointer just scored by the Coogs. That's exactly what it was.
We're getting updates behind the wall here from Cheetah.
Yes. Cheetah is on it. We are all in on this ball game tonight.
Thanks,
Jacob,
gang.
Amanda, thanks so much.
Maybe late, but still early in the game. Go Cougs. Zach?
Yes, the Cougs playing in that Sweet 16 game against Purdue, battling it out. We hope to have reaction from our Jason Bristol in Indianapolis coming up later. But first, the Astros, after beating the Mets 3-1 on opening day, looking to get off to a hot start in 2025. Friday, the second game of that opening series. And Hunter Brown, a lot of expectations coming into this season, making his first start Friday. Jesse Winker for the Mets, though, put them up 2-0 early. Then Juan Soto, he signed that $700 million contract, hits his first home run of the season. Houston did get a run on a Yordan Alvarez sac fly a couple innings later, but Houston, not enough offense. They lose 3-1. And this was TD ECU Stadium ahead of the Roughnecks and Battlehawks United Football League season opener. The UFL implementing some changes, including technology that measures yardages instead of those traditional chains and down markers. They've also moved into a headquarters in Arlington, where some 600 players, coaches, and staff will be housed during the season. The league execs were in Houston for the season's kickoff. I asked them what's different going into the UFL's second year.
A year ago, we were 2 months old, and now we're ancient at 14 months old. So last year was drinking out of the proverbial fire hose. It was just all about operations and making sure that we were up and running properly. So it's been great this year that we've had a little bit of an off season to right size the business and do some things that we've been looking forward to do. But we're in this for the long haul.
You know, the culture has just gotten more solidified. We established an HQ in Arlington, and for our athletes and our coaches and everyone involved in our ecosystem, it's a huge, huge difference.
Yeah, the league saying they're continuing negotiations for a new collective bargaining agreement. We will have the full highlights from the Roughnecks opener coming up on our TV broadcast.
All right, time now to look ahead to some events you can enjoy this weekend, starting with Black Restaurant Week, which kicked off today.
Yeah, it's a great way to try new foods and support local businesses. The purpose to spotlight restaurants, food trucks, bakeries, and more that might not have the budget for costly marketing campaigns. You can check who is participating online at blackrestaurantweeks.com.
Tomorrow, Houston's Night Light returns. 3 local artists created immersive artwork, which will be projected on bridges and other structures along Buffalo Bayou. The free event runs from 8 to 10 p.m. on the trails near Guadalupe Plaza Park.
This weekend, Sam, Houston Park in downtown will be transformed into an outdoor art gallery. 250 artists will be showcasing their work at the Bayou City Art Festival Saturday and Sunday. Tickets start at $20.
All right, Cheetah, a whole lot going on. How is the weekend weather looking for all these events?
You know what? It's improving. I mean, we're still under cloudy skies. We do still have some rain-cooled air, but overall we're dry, which made it really nice for the watch party down at Avenida downtown to watch the Coogs, to cheer them all on. The line of thunderstorms that I previously was tracking earlier this afternoon, now well to our east, and that is where all the weather is going to head, really even over the next 24 hours. Here locally across the board, we're dry. We're under cloudy skies. Today, our high temperature was 78. Today will be the coolest day over the next 7 days. Over the next 7 days, we have a pretty big warm up. Yesterday, we were at 70, or last year, we were at 76. Normally, we should be 77. So you see these temperatures, they're really right on track. Today, last year, that's our average for this time of the year. What's going to happen though next week, temperatures are going to be trending in the mid to upper 80s. So it's going to be a lot warmer as we go Monday through Friday for our work week. Well, I've looked outside in Galveston, even though we're not tracking any new active rain. Notice we've still got some drops on the lens. It's very moist outside. We still do have cloudy skies, a good mixture of 60s and 70s across the board, 67 in Sugar Land, 66 right now in Tomball, 68 at IAH. Throughout the evening hours, temperatures are going to stay about the same. Take a look here, your hour by hour planner as we get into the early morning hours of Saturday, think 4, 5, 6 a.m. I think temperatures will be in the upper 60s, we'll be under cloudy skies, and not out of the question, we could have some fog develop. So tomorrow morning, you wake up to some fog, some low-level cloud cover, and then throughout the morning hours, some of that fog will lift. So I think instead of seeing those showers, I'll only keep about a 20% chance of that. It may be in the form of fog. So overnight, about a 20% chance of a little drizzle, maybe an isolated spotty shower embedded in some of those clouds. The weekend showers mainly arrive by Sunday afternoon and evening. I think most of the rain will stay north and east of us, but that's what I'm tracking for Sunday. And then mostly warm and dry pretty much Monday through Friday of next week. I'll show you that on the extended. Here's a look at the next cold front. Timing of this is late Sunday. So think after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's when you could see a few scattered showers. Most of the thunderstorms want to stay north of even Walker County, then sliding east into Louisiana. Right now, we do have a level 1 issued from the Storm Prediction Center, 1 out of 5 as far as the risk of severe weather. But I think most of that's going to push into Louisiana. So if that changes, of course, we will let you know, but overall, think late Sunday, most of the thunderstorms sliding into Louisiana. As far as your 7-day forecast goes, temperatures tomorrow are already warming up. That's because we're taking most of the rain away. The 30% chance for a few of those showers are for the morning hours. So I think most of that could be in the form of fog, maybe some light moisture up until about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And then that's it for the rain. If anybody is planning to head back out to the Texas Children's Houston golf tournament, I think it's a great day to do so. By the afternoon, temperatures will be in the 80s. If anything, you'll be under partly cloudy skies. It'll be a little bit warmer. Sunday, very similar, but it's kind of reversed. By Sunday afternoon, that would be the next best rain chance. And then next week, we could hit 90 degrees. It's going to come pretty quickly where we transition from our spring-like weather more to our summer-like pattern. All right, guys, I'll send it back to you.
Spring to summer, just like that. Thank you, Cheetah. The owner of a dessert shop in Pearland, she says she's overwhelmed by an unexpected and life-changing gift. And it's not the first time she's been blessed.
It's all thanks to a popular internet foodie.
This place, in my opinion, the best dessert I've ever had in my life.
Y'all know him so well. That was the first time Keith Lee visited the Puttery back in 2023. His rave review caused people to start lining up around the block to try Janelle Prater's sweet treats. Now that Lee reportedly lives in Texas, he paid Prater another visit with an even bigger, sweeter surprise this time.
And Denisha, my customer service / cashier, she was like, "Oh my God, Keith Lee is walking in." And I thought she was joking.
We want to give you $50,000.
I can't say thank you enough. I get teary-eyed. But my customers mean everything to me. Everything. I mean, the smiles on their faces, that's what keeps me going. It keeps me motivated, it keeps me inspired, and that's what I do it for. So I just want to say thank you to the community. Thank you to Keith Lee for seeing my vision.
Prater says the gift will help her open a second location, which will have more room for people to sit and stay for a while. She's also adding a food truck to the mix. All right, the Puttery, go ahead and pull on up to KHOU.
That is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Keith Lee is doing it. He like came out of nowhere. Is it me or is it that?
He has a huge following.
I was about to say, no, he's
but you know, in Houston,
but the first time he came here, I had never heard of him.
I know.
Yeah. Well, he's quiet when he tries to be quiet when he comes until it hits online, because he doesn't want the restaurants knowing that he's coming and altering their service, their menu just for him. He's a food critic. He takes this seriously, so he tries to be quiet when he.
And people would be lined up around the corner just to say hi. I mean, he has a huge following.
I love
huge
it.
following, huge heart.
We should get him to come here.
Oh yeah. What are we gonna make? What would we have? I don't even know.
I could cook up something.
Oh, I bet you can. Okay.
I could cook up something for the tasted dry. Just say it.
Thank you for joining us tonight on KHOU 11 Plus. We'll be right back on TV after the March Madness games.
Until then, we leave you with your moment of zen. Enjoy now.